Posted by u/normal Reddit user 22. Crazy high lady gets her correct order, thinks it's wrong, tries fighting the employees, and then her mom comes to scold the police. I said I wouldn't post any more of Dad's police stories. I lied. So yes, my dad is a police officer and has many stories for me to grind karma on. Today, I will present you with a story about a high entitled person, who forgets what she orders, and attempts to attack the employees for getting her order right. Chapter 1. Prelude. My dad started with this part. He reviewed some camera footage to learn what happened because that's his job. A black lady, with a navy blue cotton shirt, and some dark gray jeans. She had long black hair in dread style. That's what my dad said. She had entered the story and ordered a number 2 or something like that. She then goes into the bathroom to do drugs. No, for real, she really did that. She came out stumbling around and such. My dad didn't name the drugs, but they were needles. The fast food joint called 911 because of her being publicly drunk. Chapter 2. Action begins. The lady then started yelling at the employees because she thought she ordered a number 12, which wasn't a number, and jumped onto the counter and stomped her feet, yelled her head off a little. She threw the number 2 meal she ordered into the back, which made the manager come out. The lady then grabs a pocket knife and threatens to stab everyone and herself. Chapter 3. Ops Dad appears. This is when my dad came on scene. He said dispatch reported only a drunk woman, not what she was doing now. My dad enters the store with his partner, let's call him Bucky after Bucky Barnes from Marvel. The lady looks over, and grabs money from the register, crumbles it up, and tosses it at Bucky. The lady tries the spitting move. Guess how that worked? Bucky goes to the car for a utility. The lady drops from the counter, and hits the manager, who dodges the first punch, and uppercuts the lady onto the floor. My dad grabs his taser, before ripping away the knife, and grabs the lady. She then bit down on his arm. Thank God he wore the sleeves that day. He point blank tases her, and she falls to the ground. But then she dashes to the manager to bite his leg. That failed because my dad grabs her throat to slide her back since she was on the floor. He then used some pain compliance to stop her from attacking them anymore. He tased her again and manages to put her in cuffs as she fires spit in every direction. My dad gets up as Bucky laughs, his off, as he just avoided the fight. Bucky puts the spit mask on the lady, stopping her from spitting on them. She yells that she can't breathe when she clearly can, or else the department wouldn't have the spit hoods. These aren't the plastic wrap spit hoods. These ones less easy to apply but are more humane. During the fight, one of the employees was arguing to the mother of this lady. My dad tells Bucky handle the lady on drugs as he goes to the mother of the lady on drugs. Entitled Mother, you are big pigs of capitalism. You only care for the next dollar than the customer themselves. Treat my daughter as if she was the owner, because after this lawsuit, she will be. You little N-word, C-word, and witch. Not even little, you are. This lady was black, and the man she was insulting was white. So, I don't know if it's racist or not. My dad now intervenes perfectly. Whoa, 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 hey hey hey. The M turns her head. What do you want? This man is trying to grab my butts and BBS. He is harassing me. MD, don't lie to me. There are cameras. You were just cursing this poor man out. Come and talk with me. At this point, Bucky is fighting again. When he went to lift the drugged woman up, she dashed to the gift card stand, and tipped it over, before smashing into a little kid. My dad runs over with his taser drawn, yelling orders. Bucky grips the lady's shoulders and pulls her onto her back. The M looks over in shock. What are you doing to my daughter? RP her like you always do to black people? My dad was pretty tan being from the Middle East. So, is that racist or jobist? Bucky manages to restrain her with his taser. The lady yells that Bucky is choking her. My dad leads everyone out of the store, but the mom won't budge. MD gives her an ultimatum, leave the store, or I'm going to force you out. Understood? M responds, understood. I'm not leaving. Guess M didn't understand what force is, so my dad grabs her and tells the employee to go behind the counter, as my dad grabs the screaming mother out of the store. Bucky is now playing the hit police game, who can kick more than the officer can grab. Sadly, the lady scored a -1, as Bucky grabs her legs, pulls them apart, and tases her. But she still fought, trying to headbutt and kick my dad and Bucky. This goes on, until the mother enters the store. The mother grabs Bucky's neck from behind, which makes my dad Spartan kick her in the head. The funny thing is, the lady on drugs said, "Little btch." Towards her mother. Bucky yells for help from one of the manly enough employees. Backup arrives, in form of the manager. The manager asks what to do, and Bucky tells him to do a pain compliance method. It worked. The mother was crying on the floor as my dad gets up to handcuff the mother, as Bucky finally controls the latter with more pain compliance. Both of them are escorted. One of my dad's favorite quotes is, "If you're fighting people with your fists, backup comes after you're done." It has been true 9/10 times. Backup arrives to transport the drugged woman separately, leaving the mother to the hands of Bucky and my dad. Guess who needed an extra spit hood? Sadly no, they only had one spit hood in the back for some reason. Bucky goes inside to get some statements and video as the lady is in the protection of my dad. Bucky comes out with some good old-fashioned duct tape. The mother spits on my dad, and then Bucky as soon as the latter enters the car. Bucky opens the door, tases the mother, and slaps the duct tape on her mouth. That's a callback to what Bucky and my dad did before they had spit hoods. Chapter 4, to the station. The mother is mumbling and trying to yell, at one point, starts bashing her head on the back of the seat. For context, that hurts, and it hurts so bad that your protectors will stop the car, to make sure you don't do that. The M found this out and kept doing it. Bucky employed pain compliance that didn't work. So, he just let the M do it after many warnings. Once at the station, the M complained that her head hurts. I wonder why. They get her out of the car, and she says she can't breathe. Let's play fun Leo facts with a Leo son. My dad and his cop buddies all agree, if you do anything lawful, even put a criminal in handcuffs, the person will say they can't breathe. That sucks for you. She drops to the floor as Bucky picks her up, she drops to the floor, again. This was meant to make it seem like she can't breathe. My dad ripped the duct tape off of her mouth. And then the lady claimed she had brain damage because they bashed her head onto the back of the seat. Bucky points to his body cam and tells the lady to cry in jail. They hand her off to the police station staff to put her in a cell. 10 seconds later, the police who are putting the M in the cell need backup. As my dad and Bucky approach, they see the M slamming her head into the wall. They tase her, pick her up, tase her, pick her up, tase her, I think you get the point. All of that until she was put into a police station holding cell. Chapter 5, Charges, on me. The lady on drugs was charged with destruction of property, aggravated assault, resisting arrest, threatening assault with a deadly weapon, or something like that, battery, assault, and some assault on a Leo charges. The mother gets a aggravated assault, resisting arrest, resisting lawful orders of a Leo. And something else I can't remember. Chapter 6. End of story. That was the end of the story. I hope you liked it and that wasn't the end of the police saga. Believe it or not, I don't really care. Do what you want to do as long as it doesn't harm anyone. Now on to the last story. Posted by you/Gracie Squirrel. AITA for telling my mom she's destroyed our relationship. So, for background information, I'm 17F and I live with my mom. I moved in after going no contact with my father. Within the last year my mom and I have started arguing a lot. She expects me to go to school, work my main job, work at my internship that she basically pressured me into getting, and clean the house. I am so overwhelmed at all times, and I can barely keep up. I've tried telling her about this, but she won't listen. No matter how I approach the situation, she won't listen to me. I'm honestly at my breaking point. So about 2 months ago we had another big fight and I told her that if she won't make any effort to listen to me or acknowledge my feelings that I was going to stop putting effort into our relationship. I waited a while and when I realized nothing was changing, I stopped putting effort into our relationship completely. I started only giving her one-worded response and tried to be away from the house when she was there. I would only leave my bedroom to use the bathroom. Today she texted me and asked about my senior pictures and how to look at them online. I said that she couldn't because there was no way for her to log in and it wasn't a big deal because my grandmother and I already ordered them, and they were on the way, and she could see them then. She blew up and accused me of including her from ordering my senior pictures. Which isn't true because 2 days before when we were at my grandmother's, I said they were available to order, and she didn't say a word. I told her that and that she was making a huge deal out of nothing. She then started threatening me with putting Life 360 on my phone. She always threatens me with that when she's mad. But this time I told her no, that she wouldn't be doing that because it's my phone and I pay for it. My grandmother bought the phone for my birthday, And I pay my own phone bill, she said, that this was her damn house and that my car was hers too, but that's also not true because the car was a gift from my grandmother for my 16th birthday. I said that if it was her car she could start paying for the insurance and gas. She told me I could either put Life 360 on my phone or she would take my car. I said, okay, you can find a way for me to get to school, 30 minutes away, work, 45 minutes away, and my internship, 25 minutes away. After we were arguing back and forth for at least 45 minutes, I told her that she was one of the most selfish and childish people I knew, that I hated being around her and talking to her, and that she has destroyed our relationship. I again told her that she never listens to me and constantly invalidates me and my feelings. She said she doesn't listen because I'm always attacking her. I then told her that if she was going to continue treating me this way, I would be looking into emancipation. I've been crying since this morning because I love my mom, but I don't understand why she's been treating me like this. So, AITA?